Hello, it's me, Eagleman. I'm currently in a parking lot at Publix in my hometown. Um, I've tried everything to try to get this video up today before the end of the day, and stuff hasn't been working because of time limits, constrictions. Just a crazy day overall. I feel like today was one of those days where God was like, yeah, go ahead and test him. And Satan was like, oh, you don't know what a bad day is. And so, hey, we're here. It's still September 5th, so I'm going to go ahead and read this. We're going to get into Proverbs 5. All right, here we go. Warning against adultery. Proverbs 5. My son, be attentive to wisdom. Incline your ear to my understanding, that you may keep discretion, and your lips may guard knowledge. For the lips of a forbidden woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps follow the paths to Sheol. She does not ponder the path of life. Her ways wander, and she does not know it. And now, O sons, listen to me, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the merciless. Lest strangers take their fill of your strength, and your labors go to the house of the foreigner. At the end of your life, you groan when your flesh and body are consumed, and you say, oh, how I hated discipline, and my heart despised reproof. I didn't listen to the voice of my teachers or incline my ear to my instructors. I am at the brink of utter ruin in the assembled congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, streams of water in the streets? Let them be for yourself alone, and not for strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer and a graceful doe. Let her breast fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always in her, your wife's, love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman, and embrace the bosom of an adulteress? For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. The iniquity of the wicked ensnare him, and he is held fast in the cords of his sin. He dies for lack of discipline, and because of his great folly, he is led astray. Wow. So it's, like I said at the beginning, it's a warning against adultery. So again, he starts off with his attention getter he uses a lot. My son, listen to my words. Give ear to my understanding. And this is Solomon writing these Proverbs, and God asked him, I will grant you one wish. What do you want? And he asked for wisdom. And it's believed by many that Solomon was the wisest person that ever lived. So it's valid for him to say, give ear to my understanding, that you will keep discretion. And it's funny because Solomon, as it pertains to adultery, had a big problem. Like, he had over 1,000 wives and several hundred concubines. You can look it up, but I mean, hey, he had a lot of wisdom and experience, so it's valid that we read and listen and learn from his teachings here. So he says the forbidden woman is sweet. She seems like, ooh, look at her, or whatever. She's attractive in some way, physically. But in the end, whether it's her words or her beauty, if she's just trying to go after your heart and bring you down, and she's just an agent of the enemy, she's gonna just lead you straight to Sheol. It says her steps follow the path to Sheol, and she does not ponder the path of life. Her ways wander, and she does not know it. Yesterday in Proverbs 4, we talked about, it says, ponder the path of your life. It's talking to us. It was a commandment. It's like, ponder the path of your life. Think about where you're going. Like, I need to think about, like, and I try to do this, is, how am I living my life? How am I being a light for Christ? How am I being a good example to my little brothers? And am I loving people? How am I living my life? And he says, listen, keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest your honor to others and your years to the merciless, lest strangers take their fill of your strength. Don't just give yourself away. Don't just give yourself out like you're not a deck of cards, okay? Don't just give your body up like that. You might think like, oh, well, I've never got to experience this. There's a reason. God intended sex as a gift that comes with marriage. That's what he designed it for. Is when you have that covenant with someone, when you make that promise in front of a congregation of people, or however you get married the right way, a right way, but a legit marriage, that is the requirement for this, to unlock this. But there's warnings. It's like, don't just give yourself up to this kind of woman that's going to destroy you, that's seeking to just go after your soul in a negative context. Don't be that guy, it says, that said, oh, how I hated discipline, how my heart just despised reproof, and I wouldn't listen to my teachers, my instructors. I'm at the brink of ruin because I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to humble myself and be wise and submit to instruction. There's a verse in the New Testament, Paul says, I bring my body under subjection. There's going to be so many times, I know there has been for me, as a teenager and young adult, where sexual temptation is screaming at me as a straight male. And if you're one of those as well, or a woman, it could be the other way around. But I'm a man, so I'm gonna relate to the men here. If you have ever experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. And sexual temptation to just go for something can be very tempting. But that's not how God designed it. And that's when you kind of like unwrap the present before Christmas, when you unwrap the present that God has in store for marriage before the appointed time, before the time that it's supposed to happen, it kind of ruins it. And it's not as special and it's not as exciting. So save yourself for marriage. He says, let them be for yourself alone and not strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer and a graceful doe. Let her breasts fill you at all times with delight, and be intoxicated always with her, your wife's love. And then a warning, the last 3 verses. For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. The iniquities of the wicked ensnare him, and he is held fast in the cords of his sin. He dies for a lack of discipline, and because of his great folly, he is led astray. Wow. So the last verse, he dies for a lack of discipline, and because of his great folly, he is led astray. It goes back to the, whole, am I going to die to self? Am I going to put my body under subjection? Those times when I feel tempted in one direction to something that may be a good thing, right? Like maybe someone's pretty, maybe you are attracted to them. That's fine. But when you go the next step and do something physical that shouldn't be done at that time, that's bad news for you, man. As far as this context goes, like, be careful, be so careful. And maybe you're not looking for that. Maybe you're trying to stay pure. Look, if that's the case, well, that's good, but the enemy is after you, man. He is after me. He is after anybody who's trying to live rightly for Jesus. And so he will send, like, women. God will allow the enemy to send women into your life that will, like this lady in Proverbs, this forbidden woman, will try to lead you down the wrong path. Will try to just lead you to hell, ultimately. And that's a scary thing. And you don't think about that in the earthly context, because it's like, well, we've never seen hell, but it is a very real place. It's a very real place. And having a fear of God, like it talks about here in this whole book, will save you from doing things like adultery, like just falling into temptation, and you'll just want to draw so much closer to the Lord. And you're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to get perfect all the time, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to strive for God as much as I can. And when I mess up, I need to just go and run back to God and be like, God, forgive me. I try to do that as much as I can. Try to have a clean slate with God. Try to just have a relationship that's real and constantly going, and that there's a clear connection between you and God. There's nothing like blockading you guys. So get sin right with God. But yeah, guys, that's Proverbs 5. Go ahead and drop in the comments down below what your favorite verses or something that stuck out to you. I had a crazy day today. I had detail. I was put on detail for ROTC, like getting the equipment ready. And they were like, be here at 4 a.m., which was crazy. And then, so I had to wake up at like 3, drive 45 minutes, got to campus. We did like 10 minutes of work. So I was like, oh, great. And then PT, I still had to go to PT. So PT didn't start until like 7:30. So I was there it didn't start till 6:30. So I was there like an extra 4 hours after that. So that was fun, but then I had a detailing job, which I'm thankful I got a job to do that, because I'm trying to grow my business. But then I had work right after. So I was like detailing for 2 hours. And I had to turn right back around, drive like 30 minutes back to my house, get changed, get in the car, go to work, and work from 3 o'clock to 11. And the cars would not stop tonight. And I was losing it mentally. I was so tired. I was sick of the people. Man, that was a crazy night. Like, it was probably 9:50 and people were still coming in, and I was like, what in the heck? Get me out of this place. Low-key lost it for a minute, but oh man, honestly, I'm just glad that God got me through it. Glad that we're still able to do it. This was unconventional. Wasn't what I was thinking, but it works out, and hopefully you guys get a chance to watch this, and maybe it speaks to you. All right. Love you guys. I'll pray for you real quick. God, I just pray for my viewers. I pray for this night. I thank you that we were able to get this proverb in. I thank you for the wisdom that you've poured out through Solomon in your word. I pray that you would just help us to apply it to our lives. Help us to fear you, God, and love you, keep you first. thank you for everything that you do for us, Lord, and for saving us. God, would you just give my viewers a good night, keep them safe, watch over them, help them to come to the knowledge of you if they haven't already. Lord, help us to just strive for you in everything we do. And God, just keep us from temptation, deliver us from evil, as your word talks about, and help us to just die to ourselves, die to our temptations, and just give them to you. Pray, Jesus, in your name. Amen. Love you guys. Bye.